Hello, this is my 15th speech for the Ron Paul curriculum. Today, I'm going to be giving a rather sad yet touching and helpful story from my life. This story is, it's not one of my favorite stories to tell, even though it is part of me and it shows my past and who I am. It's still not one of my favorite stories to tell, but I thought it could help a lot of other younger kids going through the same similar experiences and circumstances as me. This October will be 3 years since I ran away from home. Of course, I came back. I wouldn't be here today if I hadn't come back. But I had actually been planning this for, I think, at least 2 years. At the time I was 11. I think I'd been planning it since I was like 7 or 8. I don't remember why. I was a young and stupid little kid. It's the best way to put that. I was young and a stupid little kid. I remember it was about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I crawled out my bedroom window and started walking away from life. I remember walking through my neighbor's cow field up the road, and I walked about a mile, maybe more, about a mile, almost a mile and a half. And after several hours, I decided to walk back. So I walked back. I remember talking to several police officers and talking to my family after. It was hard. It was really hard. A lot of people came, and a lot of people around the community came and helped my parents if they needed anything, and they came and helped me. The experience has never left me. I don't think it ever will. It will always stay in the back of my mind, and some days I don't think about it as much, and other days it haunts me a lot. Because I have such a wonderful life, and I have a wonderful family, and I don't know why I would ever do that. And probably, as I said, I was a young and stupid kid doing stupid things. After this, I dealt with a series of problems, 2 big ones, which were depression and suicidal thoughts. I just got over depression last year in the summer of 2020. The depression was not as bad as my suicidal thoughts. It still was pretty bad, though. It left me in a really bad place, but I was able to get over it easier than suicidal thoughts. So here's a few examples, or here's a few tips that you can apply to yourself that I applied to myself. Number 1 is put your phone away. The best thing you can do is to socialize with people, talk to people, and not to just to be around people. Even though if you're not a people person, the best thing you can do is be around people that you love, not friends, family. And if you have a bad relationship with any of your family members, the best thing to do right now is to fix it. Say, I'm sorry for what I did, I forgive you for what you did, whatever it is, fix it right now. That's the best thing that you can do. I didn't have that. I have a very good relationship with mostly all of my family members and all my immediate family. Number 2 is to laugh with friends and family. Learn to laugh and to enjoy their company, because they're the only people, your family are the only people that will ever truly love you, no matter what. And that's true for my family. They have loved me unconditionally, and even though I did that to them, they still love me to death, and I can't be more grateful. Number 3, don't hide yourself from other people, and don't hide yourself from yourself. Figure out who you are. And if that's hard, go to somebody and talk to them. Say, I'm going through this, I don't know what to do. And tell them what exactly you're feeling. Number 4, don't isolate yourself. Don't do that. Don't hide yourself. Don't put yourself in this box and feel like you're worthless, because you're not. And that brings me to number 5. Remind yourself of your worth every day. No matter what you're going through, remind yourself why you're worth it. If you can't find a reason, that's bad. You need to go to somebody, because everybody has to find at least one thing that they're worth for every day. I'm afraid I can't be a lot of help on depression because it didn't last for very long. It lasted for about a year. And it was easier for me to get over it, and because I have a wonderful family, which that would prove my point for number one. When you are with your family enough, they can basically take you out of that depression. That's what they did for me, and they didn't know it because I didn't ever tell anyone, which is a bad thing to do. Don't ever do that. Always tell somebody what you're going through, which I told my sister, but still never keep that to yourself. Always tell somebody. I just got over my suicidal thoughts last October. Really, it was beginning of November when they just stopped, and now I have maybe one. It's very brief. I've had, I think, one or two since November and it's February, which is wonderful. That's not happened in a long time. I can be more help though on the suicidal thoughts because I had dealt with them for about 2 years, but they didn't start to pick up really bad until the beginning of last year. I would have one at least every month or every 2 months, and they would last very brief amount of time, so they weren't really worth telling anyone about, but I did tell my sister because I tell her everything. She said to go to Dad, but I didn't really find a reason why, so I ignored that. And in October, I found myself crying on the bathroom floor because I had not told anyone of what I was dealing with. And I said to myself, Abigail, if you don't get up right now, go to Dad's office and tell him what you're dealing with, you're going to find yourself in a really bad place that you can't get out of. And if I hadn't have told my dad about all of this, I would not be here today, because he helped me tremendously. He talked me through it. He gave me a story of a man that we know, his son killed himself. I'm not going to tell the story because I hadn't got permission to tell that story. It's not my place to tell it. But he was like, this is totally normal. A lot of teenagers go through this. You shouldn't be feeling like this way. And it's probably just hormones, because you're a teenager. You're getting all this weird stuff as a teenager, and it's just the hormones making you feel this way. And it's completely normal, it's completely fine. But some people have a harder time with it, and some people don't realize at a young age that it's just hormones, and it's completely common for everyone. So a few things that I helped myself with, and a few things that my friend and my dad helped me and gave me to do. One thing I did for myself was I went to somebody who knew what I was feeling and I could relate with. I went to someone who had already gone through that before, that walked themselves through it and helped themselves. That's a really big thing that you can do, is going to somebody who's gone through it. If you go to someone who's never gone through this before, they're not going to be able to help you in any way. Don't ever do that to yourself. That's the number one thing that people do that gets them killed or in a very, very bad state. So never do that. Always talk to somebody who has gone through what you're going through. Number 2, I found very effective, was writing in a journal about what I'm feeling every day. And I found that to help a lot, because I was able to express what I was feeling, because I could see exactly what I was going through and feeling every day. And that's how I was able to talk to somebody and they could help me, because they knew what I was going through and how to help me, because they had gone through it too. Number 3, don't ever walk through it alone. It's a really bad idea. And I speak from experience. It's very bad. Do not ever walk through this alone. Number 4, remember, it's just a chapter, not your whole life story. It's just a period of time. It's just a storm, and you can get through it. Remember why you're here and who needs you in life. It's a very, very big thing. It can help you. It saved me. It really did save me. And 6, find time for yourself to get control of whatever you're feeling, and finding time for yourself is the first building block to self-love and success. Because you're going to be stuck with yourself for the rest of your life, so why not love yourself the whole way through? If I hadn't talked to somebody, I wouldn't be here today. I walked through it alone, which is the worst thing you can do. Do not ever walk through this alone. Remember, it will be okay. This is just a storm. Remember to talk to someone about this who has gone through this, And if any of this helps, please leave a comment, because that would be very helpful for me. I could do more of this. And when you do talk to someone and remember what you're worth and why you're here in life, it can really help you with self-love and help you to love life. It really can. So, conclusions. Don't give up. Stay on your path. We have all been through this to make ourselves stronger and build ourselves up. The best thing you can do is to remind yourself every day why you're here. Talk to somebody and remember where you want to be in life. In all these situations, you can apply that to all of these situations, and it helps tremendously. I know it's hard, but it's the best thing you can do. This is my 15th speech of the Ron Paul curriculum. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a wonderful day.